One's a fun little game. Tristan is going to be subjected to my little games. One of them is somebody Carter, while sick, was beefing with on Twitter last night. And then the third one is the Big 12 Big East Challenge. Let's start with the beef. Why not start with the beef? Because Cart's not here to defend himself. KenPom kind of came at the media last night. KenPom is one of the first guests that we ever had on the Sleepers podcast a couple of years ago. He was very cordial. It was great to talk to him. It's a great interview. You can go find it on the Sleepers Media YouTube channel if you want. But over the years, I've always been a big KenPom guy. I've always supported him. I've always been a subscriber. I've used his work constantly when I do my daily picks gambling stuff. Carter has not, to say the least. Carter has kind of half for a bit, but half serious, always just sort of asserted that KenPom is washed the last couple of years. He doesn't agree with a lot of the things that come out of his analytics, and he pushes back on it in a big way. Well, last night, KenPom tweets this. One of the perks of being a media darling like Miami is that if you get run off the floor by a quality team, the media will give all the credit to the opponent instead of reevaluating its opinion of you. Here's what happened. I saw that tweet last night while editing a couple recaps. I asked Carter if he would tweet something that I ghostwrite for him. So, yeah, I'm taking credit for one of Carter's tweets here. But he responded, Carter, his Twitter account responded and said, one of the perks of being a KenPom darling, like Ohio State last year, is that if you lose 7 of 8 games, but the computer still thinks you're a quality team, the hashtag analytics will give all the credit to the opponents instead of reevaluating its opinion of you. Because if you look through Ohio State, we talked about this all season long. Ohio State lost 7 of 8 games last year in a stretch that included a home loss to Minnesota, losses to Rutgers and Nebraska and Maryland and Illinois and Indiana. Their only win in a month was a home win against Iowa and Fran McCaffrey. And Ohio State fell all the way down to 20th in KenPom rankings at the end of that stretch. They were 11-10 on the season at that point. They were 20th in the country on KenPom. So where this is coming from, I know I'm ranting, but I want to get your thoughts here. I don't like what Ken's doing here. I don't like his angle. I don't like coming out and trying to play the I'm smarter than the media game and choosing a game where Kentucky objectively looked awesome last night. You're going to tell me you watched that game and the takeaway wasn't Kentucky's great, but the takeaway was actually that Miami's pretty mid? That's ludicrous. Like, maybe there's an element of both of that here, but trying to dunk on the media because Kentucky just blew a team out at Rupp, like, that makes no sense to me, especially after what you did with Ohio State all last year. Own it. Like, your rankings and the AP poll, neither one is the Bible here. They're all data points. So sometimes data points are wrong. All data points are wrong. Sometimes it is what it is. I'm done with my rant, Tristan. What do you think?
It's ironic he used Miami, because that was the same Miami team that he wasn't high on last year that beat his number one KenPom team, Houston, in the Sweet 16 NCAA tournament. And the problem is not really a problem because I'm not huge in the analytics outside of Evan Miyakawa. There are teams that aren't going to be appealing from an analytics standpoint, but you're still going to like them in March. Like any team with great guards like Miami, I'm probably going to pick them. Like, hypothetically, if Miami's a 5 seed and Kansas is a 1 seed, there's going to be a lot of folks who's going to want to pick Miami in that matchup because Kansas, even though they're going to be they had the metrics, are going to love them, have a whole bunch of flaws. And I mean, even looking at KenPom's current rankings, are we really going to say BYU is the 10th best team in the country because they beat San Diego State at home? Like, is that really, Iowa State 26, when every time we see Iowa State play a team that's ranked in the top 100, they struggle to score for 10 minutes. I mean, even the fact that Pitt is only up 1 on Michigan in the KenPom rankings, that's just disrespectful because Pitt's a lot better than Michigan.
Oh, like, shut up.
We got to do better than that. Don't worry about where Missouri's ranked. But other than that, it's, if you want to take a victory lap in the end of November in a game where Miami's best player got saddled with 2 fouls quickly, then, go ahead. But it's not my realm to talk about. But, for every victory lap that you take, there's always going to be one that's taken on you quicker than you expect.
I just desperately, desperately wish that Michigan could play Missouri at home. that seems like a boost our resume could really have. But we're not that lucky. We don't get to play easy opponents at home. We have to go on the road and play Oregon next. So yeah, I just look. I seriously, I love KenPom. I love the site. I'm a subscriber. Like I think it's maybe the most useful tool that has redefined how smart people watch basketball and how stupid people watch basketball. Like they're getting smarter using the tool that he's built. Where I think this crossed the line and where I think it's just hypocritical is for if he's going to try and play the me versus the media game. You don't want to do that. Like, because you've held your credibility through the years of being the guy who doesn't want to take shots at the stupid people who do the polls, right? Let the stupid people who do the polls go on whatever their show is and blast KenPom and look stupid doing so in the end. But instead, I feel like he was like dipping his toe into like, I don't even know what bag. I don't want to single any media members out, but like, it's like KenPom was doing the media member move here of trying to dunk on people after Kentucky just looked great. Like truly, that's what the game was last night. Norchad was in foul trouble the whole game. They were up 6 with like 2 minutes left in the first half. Like, I don't know how the takeaway can just be like, oh, Miami stinks from a game where Reed Sheppard went off like he did. So, yeah, anyways, thanks, Carter, for letting me ghostwrite a tweet for you and just vent some frustrations. Looked like it got some decent engagement. And if I know it's not easy. It's probably not easy to lift a finger and click tweet when you're in the current sick state that you're in. So get well, Cart. Appreciate you indulging my crazy ideas here. Let's move to